Right, we're live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. Well, this game hasn't gone the way that we thought it might. 86 runs the West Indies have been bowled out for. You might be wondering a few things. Firstly, why didn't we do the first innings while I was on a boat? Secondly, why didn't the West Indies bat out their full 50 overs? Sadly, losing those wickets too quickly now. It will be Jake Fraser-McGurk and Josh Inglis, the two men making their way to the middle. Now, these two could get this done in about 10 overs. That is the kind of batsman that Fraser-McGurk is. He did go out on the very first over, though, of the last ODI match, so perhaps we could see him dismissed relatively early. We'll, of course, have to wait and see, but I hope you guys are all doing well, even though this game is pretty much a certainty in terms of the Australians walking away with the victory. We still thought we'd do this innings coming just back from a long road trip. Remember me, says Sing the Family. I certainly do. Hope you are doing well once again, mate. Now, I should mention we will be here for all three of the T20 matches in its entirety. So if you are new, of course, be sure to hit that subscribe button. But Australia only needing the 87 runs to win. Jake Fraser-McGurk going out last game, 10 runs off 5 deliveries. So can really bring that strike rate, 200, what he found himself scoring in terms of strike rate. Not quite with the runs. But his ODI career, 10 runs. His best is 10, so you want to try and top that. And also you want to try and get out of the first over of facing. Now, anything on his pads, anything on the stumps, he will hit it to leg side, more than likely for 6. Anything outside off stump, we've seen a limited amount of foot movement from Jake Fraser-McGurk, so I think that's exactly where Alzarri Joseph should be bowling the ball. A little bit outside off stump. He was able to pick up 2 very handy wickets in the first ODI that he played in, that being the second of the series. Now, this series is already won by the Australians 2-0. This would make it a 3-0 sweep, which is exactly what they will want to do. But Alzarri Joseph with 2 slips, got a point, a backward point, deep third man. Believe they've got a deep mid wicket for Jake Fraser-McGurk here as well. Here we go. First ball that he's facing, tried to swing it out through cover, limited foot movement once again from Jake Fraser-McGurk. And unfortunately, that is something that these bowlers have already worked out about this young man. Within one game, they've worked out he doesn't step to the offside, so we'll try and put it a little bit wider outside off stump and try and make him go over the top. They've got the 2 slips. Jake Fraser-McGurk, he was caught behind in the second ODI. And hey, g'day, Hamish. Happy New Year, brother, says David the Moore. Right back at you, mate. Hope you are doing extremely well. Time played off the back foot. Just watched onto the bat for Fraser-McGurk. And Australia will be bowled out for 76, says Justin. I mean, if they were, boy, would it be an impressive bowling attack from the West Indies. That's not to say that they can't get the Australians maybe 5 or 6 down here. I just feel like the lack of boundaries that we saw from the West Indies, I was lucky enough to be able to watch the game on the drive home. So we did see them just throw away a few of their wickets, and also their run rate was too slow once again. They need to try and work it up to around that 6 and over, whereas the West Indies, the majority of the time, were only working at about that maybe 3.5 to 4. Australia will win by 10 wickets, says Helen Howe. I think they'll lose at least 2 wickets here. To be honest, like Jake Fraser-McGurk is always one bad shot away from going out. So all they need is a good ball to him, and he'll be on his way. Side off stump almost chopped on for Fraser-McGurk. They will take the single. Gets off the mark. Now, that is actually his first single ever in ODI cricket. Normally works in boundaries, that man, but almost chopped it straight back onto his stumps. He's practicing the cover drive, but you got to get your foot across to it. Really trying to have a crack at it, but Josh Inglis did get dismissed. Hang on, it's a free hit, or is it? What's the go here? Yep, it's a no ball from Alzarri Joseph. You already have limited runs to work with. The last thing you can afford to do is give away no balls. West Indies done it again, gave the game away. I mean, this game, I'll be honest, they were never in it. Second game, they definitely were. First game is debatable, but this game, there was no shot for them. As soon as they lost those early wickets, great reverse sweep shot from Jake Fraser-McGurk, or in fact, sorry, that time it's Josh Inglis. First ball face for him, And he's headed away to the boundary already. The 6 runs for the Australians of just the 3 balls that they have faced. Looking very strong indeed. And the West Indies, like I said, this is more about trying to pick up a couple quick wickets and trying to dishearten a couple of the Australian batsmen before heading into the T20 series. It will be starting in only 3 days' time on the Friday. We will be covering it, of course, on the channel, 9:30 p.m. New Zealand time. When that first one will be starting. 4, says David the Mod. I think we're going to see a few more of those from the 2 Aussie openers as well. But Inglis got 65 at the MCG, only 9 at the SCG. Nicely hit down the ground, through the gap. It's going to be a hard chase for Motti, but I think he's going to get there. Yes, he does. And they get back for 3. Good running between the wickets for the Australians, already on the 9 runs. Mentioned that these 2 have the potential of chasing this down within 10 overs. Something tells me they may even be able to get it quicker if they keep on in the ball the way that they normally do. As soon as you lose one of these 2, you get Cam Green, who can go at about a run a ball, sometimes a little bit slower. So that would be the West Indies' best bet. Try and get one of these 2 individuals out. So far, Alzarri Joseph, one was a little bit straighter. Hit down the ground from McGurk. Didn't try and overhit it. Didn't try and smash it to the boundary. Just played a defensive shot. And this is the kind of innings for him that will actually be hugely beneficial if he plays it smart. Because he can just tap it around. He's got plenty of time. Get some minutes at the crease. At the international level. I think it will help him out well and truly. But Josh Inglis, just 1 ball left. This over is currently sitting on 7 runs off 2 deliveries, 1-4 and 1-3 that the Australians have run. Now Alzarri Joseph, that one to cut back in a little bit. They'll take the single. That will close out the over. 11 off the first for the Australians with a run rate of 11, required run rate of 1.55. And the West Indies yet to get their first wicket, which is actually slower than they got it in the second match. We are just saying, as long as you put it outside off stump to Jake Fraser McGurk, he can't get that same power generated. Loves playing on the leg side and picking off those singles, says David. And that is something else that the West Indies, I feel throughout their innings, just weren't able to do enough, which was taking the singles when they were available, because they were more looking to be defensive and then hit the occasional boundary. The problem was the boundaries weren't coming for them. And hi, all and Hamish. Says Robert, welcome in, mate. I am allergic to low totals, and unfortunately the West Indies, 86 on the board. That looked like just a straight throw there from Matthew Ford. I don't know how legal that delivery was, but it's gone for 4. I'd love to see a replay of that. Oh no, he just really tried to give it an almighty wrist flick, and I feel like I saw the umpire either signalling 4 or signalling a no ball there. I want to say it was signalling a 4, or else then, once again, the West Indies giving away runs. Yep, it was just the 4 being signalled outside off. That one came back beautifully, but hit down the ground from Josh Inglis will once again get himself the 2 runs here. Scoring runs for fun at the moment, the Australians, and of course this will give them a bit of a opportunity to play T20 cricket in an ODI format. Now, may sound weird to say that, but first maybe 6 overs of this match, I believe Australia will say this is a T20 and we want to score 10 and over for those 6 overs at least and really get us off to a good start. I always thought on paper this was the one-day side, or that this one-day side has no chance. It's a disgrace. Nicely flicked on the leg side for Inglis. That'll be another 4 runs for the Australians. They will now move up to, I believe it is 21 on the board now for the Australians. They are already almost a quarter of the way there after 1.2 overs in this match. Just a little bit too straight. Glided off the pads for Josh Inglis, the man of his skill and the quick nature of his flicking wrist. It's always going to help him get the boundary. Hello, mate. How are you? Says Rahul. Doing very well, mate. Hope you are also doing well. Oh, beautiful shot down the ground. That was great shape from Matthew Ford. The ball was swinging back in, but Inglis at the moment, when he's batting in this manner, it's just extremely hard to stop his momentum. He's on 22 runs off 7 balls. Now, last ODI, he did get 9. The ODI before that, he got 65. This ODI, I feel like he has the potential of getting a faster 50 than he got in the first ODI match. Now, it took him about 35 balls or so to manage to get his half century. I think he's going for it in about 20 here. Outside off, he has a crack at it, but not a huge amount of movement. Good night. We are. You gone to sleep? What do you think of Steve Smith as an opener? I don't think it's the right decision. I think that they've got plenty of other men could take that opening chance. Josh Inglis, for one, could be a future option. Oh, that's bad. I've just seen one of the runs. Roston Chase did not want it. Ford made it 3 metres away from his single B and run nicely flicked again by Inglis. This will be another 2 runs. He's just finding ways of not just getting the single, but also getting that extra run on top of it to make it extremely difficult. But 27 for none after the 2 overs. They're on fire at the moment, the Aussies. Showing some of the reversed hits we've seen from Josh Inglis. Oh, we will go like this. Two runs off 4 for Jake Fraser McGurk. Alzarri Joseph are going to be back into the bowling attack. They have to put this outside off stump. Oh, it's hit him right on the balls. Never mind, that will hurt. That wouldn't have felt too nice for Jake Fraser McGurk. 148 Ks right into the abdominal region. Oh, yeah, no, that would have hurt a little bit. That is one way to deal to him. Give him the almighty shot right in the... What do you think of Steve Smith as an opener? Like I just said, I don't think it's the right call for the Australians, but they'll either learn that eventually or they'll probably just keep doing it. Inside 10 overs, Australia reached the target. Hamish Bro at supersonic start, says Michelle. Yeah, they're doing extremely well so far, the Aussies. Oh, Fraser McGurk again tried to hit it to the leg side. Now he's getting frustrated because he likes hitting it for 6. He doesn't mind 4s, but he wants to hit it in the air, and that one just tucked him up a little bit. Well bowled by Alzarri Joseph at the moment, trying to frustrate Jake Fraser McGurk. Right, this is where you put it wide outside off stump. McGurk will not move his feet and you will draw the edge. That's my prediction. Let's see whether or not they can make it come to fruition here. He's looking around the field. We know where he wants to hit it. He wants to hit it either down the ground or to that mid-wicket boundary. They've got a man at deep square leg at the moment, and I think they've also got a man at deep mid-wicket. So we're going to see at some point Jake Fraser McGurk try, and there we go. He's hit it down the ground, like I said. But he is going to get the 4 runs just over the top of the man at mid-off. Didn't quite go wide enough there for Alzarri Joseph. Geez, West Indies bowled out for 86-8. It was not the greatest performance. Now, I should mention, we did only start for the second innings. I was hoping to see maybe, to be honest, West Indies should still be batting now. We were going to be starting at around 8:30 p.m. New Zealand time, which is in an hour and 15 minutes time. Sadly, that is not the case, but we weren't going to be missing this stream. We were still going to be here for the second innings, which we are witnessing here. And I don't think it's going to be a very long one, to be honest. That's better. That's a beautiful shot from Jake Fraser McGurk. 1 bounce 4 out through the cover region on the half volley there from Alzarri Joseph. Better line, not the right length. And it's day-night, but Australia know people are busy, so he didn't hold them a long time. So here's the shell there. Yeah, the half volley on the large. The outside of off-stump shot. Fraser McGurk just throwing the hands at it out of the middle of the bat. Exactly what he wanted. But now where? Oh, it's a short ball. Once again, he's hit him. Fraser McGurk frustrated. Wanted to hit it to the boundary again for 6. Just like he did in his first innings. What a gorgeous hat. There's it certainly is. The only slight unfortunate thing is this yellow is very close to green. So I'm slightly see-through, but you can clearly see who the captain is. Sounds gay, says the house. Is that to do with Fraser McGurk? Like the half volley? Maybe. I mean, he's already been smacked quite a bit. Fraser McGurk in this match. Oh no, was it when I was saying he was trying to hit it like he did last time? Maybe. Oh, advances and misses the ball. That'll be the end of the 3rd over. Alzadi Joseph. Oh, he's having a face-off. He's saying, what are you doing, mate? Why are you advancing to me? He's not too happy about it at all. The team is not ready or does not ready for the Australian. I was watching the match on T-Sport, and the way that out is a shame. My signal is gone now, says Patrick. Well, to be fair, if you're supporting the West Indies, your signal cutting out's probably not the worst thing to happen here, because you may actually see the Australians chase this down in a very short time. Voice is down, I think you're sick, says Sal. No, I think it's just I've been talking quite a bit. To be fair, we did the whole of the ODI a couple of days ago, and it hasn't quite recovered from that as of yet. Mate, does New Zealand have an army? Yeah, but I'm not a part of it. I'm just a captain of a rowboat. You know? My own kayak. But you can't tell I got a new hat. Jake Fraser McGurk, 10 from 10 at the moment, so he has matched his current best in international cricket. He gets another single or even a boundary of some sort. We'll have a new high score, but Inglis sitting at the other end on 25 off 10. Still a long way to go in this power play for the Australians. Advancing down the wicket, he's got that one, Jake Fraser McGurk. He's timed it well, and it's gone all the way for 6. The scoreboard does not want to update. I feel like the scoreboard is trying to say the West Indies still have a good shot here. And just leaving Dunedin now, says Kerr. So you got a 12-hour journey or so ahead of you. Then you're up in Christchurch. Nice. How long does it take to get from Christchurch to Wellington, by the way, Kerr? Is it a day and a half or so? Just because I feel like it would be longer than Dunedin Christchurch, wouldn't it? Oh, work to the leg side, nicely done. Rather than just trying to overhit it, just gliding it down to the boundary. That'll be another boundary now. The scoreboard will not update. The Australians are on 46. It's the scoreboard. Oops, what did I do there? That was the wrong button, wasn't it? There we go. There we go. 46 on the board. They just keep going and going. At the moment, the Australians. Overnight, just a faster run. Oh, okay. I feel like I'll learn all of this eventually now that I'm a captain. There's Australia B team, looks like, and West demise from Team B. Another big shot from Fraser McGurk. You look away for half a second, the man hits a 6. That is exactly what he likes to do. 86 on the board for the West Indies. 52 on the board for Australia after 3.4 overs. Don't matter. I want to see the match. I am not a wakeness. Says, was there from Patrick. Prime, we have that in Slurpees here. See, we were going to soda stream the Prime and see how that tasted, which might be future video. Where's Simran? Says, Shivam, I don't believe she's here at the moment. She was here for the last ODI. Oh, it's another one. He's hit it again, Fraser McGurk. Another 6 runs, 3 sixes in this over. He's gone single from Inglis. Good job, Inglis. You gave the strike. And then McGurk went 6, 4, 6, 6. Now, that's a lot of runs. It's about all you can say. Imagine what Australia would have got to if they had batted first in this innings. I'm just going to say that because they're already on 58. So they could have been looking at 400 plus on the surface if they continued with this big partnership first. And Australia will win by 10 wickets, I will still say. Slower ball there, slapped into the ground. We'll be here for the T20 games, we certainly will be, and we will be covering all 3 of them in their entirety. The one taking place on Friday, Sunday, and Tuesday will be carried on, or will be all covered on the channel, as well as the Six Nations this weekend. Required run rate, 0.61 at the moment for the Australians, who are going at 14.8. I thought every place was 2 hours away in New Zealand. Depends on where you are. Like, where I am, it's pretty good overall, unless, of course, you are on a ship, in this case, for Kerr. So it takes a little bit longer to drive the boat. But, like, car drives, for us, like, anything 3 hours will get you a decent way. 50 overs is quite a number of overs in time. I don't see why these guys can't take their time and bat. What is the rush? Have they just given up? Senseless run out, poor bowling. There's Dunstan and one day going down T20, says Salaheen. Yeah, for West Indies, like, they needed to bat more time. Nicely worked by Fraser McGurk. He is frustrating Alzarri Joseph here. Use of the feet, hitting him to the boundary. Alzarri Joseph was giving him a serve just around the corner. Are you live streaming from your ship? Don't get us on. Says Kurt, tell you what I can do. What's it called? How have I already forgotten the name of the boat? I was just there. Something of this brilliance of the seas, wasn't it? Of the sea, one moment. In fact, I'm going to go ocean. Here we go. Hang on. That sounded like he was going to hit that one hard. Go like this. 4 more runs as well, I should mention. There we go. Just in the ocean. Bodie McBoat face, says Luffy. And AA Captain Stubbing. And West Indies will blow away like a storm. Yeah, it's another 4 runs. Like, Australia are just dominating in this case. 67 runs, but they had so much that they could have done in terms of whether they wanted to just tap it around or whether they wanted to go full steam ahead. They've gone full steam ahead, pardon the pun. Choo-choo, that's a train. Now he's hit it down the ground. Hasn't timed it and he's out. He's on 41 off 18 deliveries. Alzarri Joseph, I'm sure, would have given him a bit of a serve. But that'll be the end of Jake Fraser McGurk. And they have lost their 1 wicket. Oh, Moti might have a bit of an injury here, though. Hang on. Hang on. I think he's bowled a no ball. Or has he? Okay, no, they've said that it is a legal delivery. So Jake Fraser McGurk does have to go 41 off 18 deliveries. Now Cam Green will make his way to the middle. I don't think Inglis will slow down in terms of the run rate that they are scoring. And geez, who picked up the wickets for Oz, says Fluffy. So Xavier Bartlett got 4. We saw 2 wickets for Lance Morris, 2 for Adam Zampa, 1 for Sean Abbott, and then there was a run out that was really bad. One man ran the whole length of the pitch, the other man didn't move. So, yeah, it's unfortunate we have got there. Don't you think Australia will be absolutely beast in all formats if they make Steve all formal captain? I don't think they're allowed to, but seems like it works out all right at the moment for Steve Smith. And right, I better run. I got some work to catch up on, says Kerr. So hopefully today didn't put you too far behind, Kerr. But yeah, I've got a hat now. I feel like I look very official, you know. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy your sails. Safe sails, is that what you'd say? Safe travels? What would you say to someone on a ship? I know that, like, have a safe flight is what you say when they're on a plane. Like, have a safe float. Wide bowled by Alzarri Joseph. Are West Indies crumbling after a great start? Oh, so predictable. I'm going to look up what to say to a man on a boat. What to say to someone leaving on a boat. I think it's bon voyage, isn't it? Is that what you're supposed to say? Fair winds and following... Oh, yeah, there you go. You've just said it as well. Fair winds and following seas. Well, that to you, sir. Hopefully, Wellington, Christchurch's weather is going to be very nice for you. A rare dot ball. And this one, in fact, no, sorry, it wasn't a dot, it was a single. I feel like at this point, because of how quickly they have been scoring, it seems like anything that doesn't go to the boundary is a good delivery for the West Indies. We call them ships, says Robert. This one is also a ship, I should say. It looks like my ship sunk in the background. Luckily, this chair floats. Prepare to be boarded, you salty sea dogs, says Fluffy. Inglis again gets himself the single. Hardy sitting on 1-off-1. Wait, why is Hardy coming at 3? I've just had that realisation. I thought that Cam Green would have been the number 3. Perhaps they want to give Hardy some batting time before the T20 series. They feel like he will be able to finish off the job. They only need another 17 runs at the moment, but Alzarri Joseph, he's eyeing up a second wicket. Bowls him the short ball. It's going to be a dot ball to close out the over, and it is 1 for 70 off the 5. Jake Fraser-McGurk getting off to a much better start in this game than he did in the last. I believe he's supposed to be in the T20 series. When I'm at the top of the order, could be extremely handy for the Aussies when it comes to getting some runs quickly. Now, they don't have Matt Short anymore in the lineup as well. I should mention that it's due to a hamstring injury that he did suffer in the second match. Now it looks like spin's coming in. Moti will be the man in his way to the crease. We're going to quickly select once again a cricket ground. There we go. We've land ho, as they say. Yes, in the T20s. Says Fluffy. So yeah, he's going to be a handy enough option at the top of the order. Down the leg side, Inglis works it away nicely. Believe they're going to call for 2. And they get there comfortably. Down the ground, another single. Fair winds and following seas, says Robert. Oh, okay. I've just mentioned if Australia manage to win this game within 9 overs, it will be the shortest game in Australia for ODIs in history. And I don't think that's something that West Indies want to be a part of. I mean, they made history in their own right for the Test series. Now they're going to be making history for losing a match in the shortest period of time ever in Australia. That doesn't sound like something you want. That is a dot ball for Moti. So at least the good news here is maybe they'll be able to slow Australia down enough so that that statement doesn't become a reality. It's dragged down from Moti, though. He may have got away with it in the last match, but on this surface, you cannot afford to bowl anything short of a length. Inglis hits him for 6. Now 7 runs required for the Australians. Kerry O'Keefe has just asked the question, what is the minimum number of overs that need to be bowled before the crowd get a refund? That's how quickly this game looks like it's going to be over. They won't take the single. It's going to be the end of the Moti over. He went for 10. Australia play like T20. West Indies play like Test, says Akash. And I think that's something that's really hurt the West Indies throughout the series, for the ODIs in particular, is just scoring at about 4 or so runs per over in a matchup where they need 6 and over to really be competitive with the Australians. 80 for 1. Wow. So another bit of information that they've just said, there's a lot of records being broken for this match. This is Australia's 1,000th test match, exactly 1,000. And after those first 6 overs being on 80 for 1, that is now the highest total that Australia have had after 6 overs in any of those 1,000 one-day internationals. Now, we've got to remember, they've played some random teams in those 1,000 games, and they have never reached 80 within 6 overs. So, yeah, really impressive stuff from Australia. Of course, you can play a lot more fearlessly when you know you only need 7 runs to win. From this point, O'Shane Thomas bangs it in. That's going to be Hardy's gone. And that'll be the 2 wickets down that I guessed. Hang on. Yep, it is going to be out. They just wanted to check whether or not there was a no ball, but Hardy will be gone. 2 of 4 deliveries. What do we do with the Drunken Sailor? What do we do with the Drunken Sailor? What do we do with the Drunken Sailor? I'm not sure if I said that in the right tune, but I assume that it wasn't a mile off. But let's lipstick on him and call him Sharon, says Fluffy. Also didn't know that was the next line in the song, but Hardy, 2 off 5. He will be disappointed. Unfortunately, not quite getting the job done. Now Steve Smith makes his way out to the middle to try and finish this off for the Australians. He'll probably block about 50 balls just for fun here, Steve Smith. Although he will also know that the quicker they get this done, the sooner that they can move on and move towards that T20, which is only just around the corner. Yeah, Australia can't lose another wicket or else I would have been wrong with my prediction of 2 wickets down. To be honest though, I thought that it would be Jake Fraser-McGurk and Josh Inglis, mainly because I thought Cam Green was coming in at number 3. Same man at 4 as last game, Steve Smith. The skipper. Can O'Shane Thomas give him a ripper here and clean him up before Australia get the total? Oh, it's a wide down the leg side. Don't really have that many runs to be able to work with. It now means it is 6 to win for Australia. Wasn't a mile off Steve Smith's gloves there. I'm not sure what's happening with Alzari Joseph there. He was having a chat with the umpire, maybe trying to say what the commentators just did in terms of if Steve Smith had stood still, the ball would have hit him, so maybe shouldn't have been wide is what Joseph is arguing. Vance down the wicket and just slaps it away like he's in the Aussie Open. And that is going to be 4 runs for Steve Smith. I got a little bit higher on him, I think, than he anticipated, so he just threw the hands downwards at it and just sends it on its way to the boundary. Mark Waugh on commentary saying it is a 300-run wicket at least. Unfortunately for the Windies, they were bowled out for just the 86. Now, 2 runs to win for the Australians. No run called. Just doing the maths at the moment. Australia have faced 40 balls, ladies and gentlemen. 40 balls, 85 runs. And as long as they chase down these last 2 within the next 3 and a bit overs, the quickest ODI match in Australia in history is on the line here. Now, O'Shane Thomas advancing down the wicket for Smith. Hits it through the gap. Romario Shepherd's chasing after it. They will get the 2 runs. And Australia have won this game by the 8 wickets, chasing it down in 41 balls. With 259 remaining, Australia get the job done and win the series 3-0. I'm back online with old sports. I'm really disappointed in the West Indies, says Patrick Davey. Definitely not the game that they were after. The quickest game ever in Australian ODI history in Australia, and also the highest ODI 6-over total for the Australians. So this would have to be close to their fastest win as well that they have had in terms of the amount of balls that they faced. Only the 41. A nice T20 win, says Genwill, and that will give Australia a lot of confidence moving into the T20s, because if you look at how many runs they're on, current run rate of 12.7, if they were able to maintain that for the full 20 overs, they were looking at 250 runs if this was a T20. Now, of course, a lot of factors can change, but one thing's for sure, Australia have looked strong throughout this series, and they will be looking forward to going to those T20s that are taking place in only 3 days' time. How much improvement will we see from the West Indies by that point? Very good play, West Indies. Keep it up next 100 years, says Salaheen. And there as well. Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, Australia have chased this down in 36 minutes. That is how long the stream is. And if we had started at the start of this match, the stream would only be just over 3 hours long. That would have included the 40-minute lunch break that the two sides did have. A lot of bowling, or a lot of factors like Anthony Albanese bowling, says Ganwell. Nonetheless, I do thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy this live stream, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are going to be back for the T20 series. First match taking place on Friday, the second one taking place on the Sunday, and then the third on Tuesday. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you all for the next one.